The college started originally because I think that a lot of parents were looking for something other than what was available in mainstream education. So a group of parents got together, talked about their desires to have an education with a Christian base, and some people did a lot of work to get it all organised.
Well, the college came about, I think, back as early as 1987. Mal Foreman and ourselves were involved in a Christian fellowship, and Mal applied back then for an application to establish a Christian school in Bundaberg. So nothing ever further happened from that process. And then I believe in around about 92, the Baptist Church, Brian Robinson, contacted Mal to ask if he could use that application to apply to put a Christian school in Bundaberg. The Baptist Church looked at the application and went through the process and then decided that they weren't going to proceed with it.
So the founding members, we believe, were Brian and Caroline Robinson, Mel and Joy Foreman, Tom and Janet Stevens, Brian and Deborah Stevens, Andrew Fulton, Barbara and Ian Page, ourselves, and Karen Barlow.
They were the members on the first steering committee, and we started from there. We started to establish what needs we needed to, what we needed to put in place. We knew we had to become a company limited by guarantee. We had to start the process of registration, etc. But in the meantime, we also had to combine what was the focus, what was the Artists of Association for the college, what was our objectives, and we had to pull that together. The logo designs and everything was done at that time. It was an enjoyable time to do it, but the real irony of all this, we had no funds, we had no money, so we used to, the ladies used to make strawberry jam and other things and sell things, and we put into a little tin. That was our first banking of the school and money collection of the school for the school. That's
car washes,
car washes,
bush dances.
It was a very exciting time to be able to meet week by week. You know, we all have had our individual church responsibilities and belonging to different churches, but to gather every Sunday afternoon and to talk about and dream about and vision about the establishment of a Christian school.
So the college was first located in what was originally Christian Brothers buildings.
I remember the first week we had to try and see whether we could get the numbers up to a certain number so that we could get funding and things like that from the government. And by the end of the first week or the first 8 days, we had an increase of a family of about 6 people. So it brought our numbers up.
So the classrooms were 2 rooms, with the middle being made. Brent put walls in and made it into office, and also the port racks on the veranda were used to store books for library.
The playground was just a very small grassed area just outside the building. So very small, but it worked well.
The library, the city library, was our library. The city town pool was our swimming pool, all within walking distance, so we had great facilities.
House names that they still have was decided back in 96, and they were names from the Solomon Islands that represented the animals. That was because Bundaberg had some connection with the Solomon Islands, so that's where those names came from back in 96.
So the school was functioned in that site for 3 years, so 1996, 1997 and 1998. Second half of 1998, construction began on the first stage of the current school facility in Ashfield Road, and in beginning of 1999 the school moved out to Ashfield Road into its own premises.
In the early days I can remember doing things like, I remember Andrew would be with the 2 young boys pulling rocks off the oval, trying to get it flat, no rocks. I know that we were also involved with cleaning at that time. Parents would just come in and help with cleaning rooms and things. Just go in any time because it was very small and close knit. You felt you could come and go quite easily, sit in, do things with the teachers, be involved with whatever needed to be involved with.
Once actually got buildings built and we actually started that year Ashfield Road where it is now, that was probably a defining moment. You thought, right, yeah, now it's going to happen.
It's a real school.
Yeah, it's a real school now. We've got our own school grounds.
Building wise, one of the great things was Kevin Rudd's building education revolution, where we were handed basically a bit over $1 million, which we didn't have to pay back, and that's where we were able to build our great hall facility we have now, and also we're able to build our early learning centre.
As a college, we are very self-sufficient. We have our own water supply, which is the rainwater collected off our roofs. We have our own sewage treatment plant, which is all recycled on the site itself, and all of our wastewater through all our wash basins, drinking troughs, everything goes into that big tank down the back, which is used also for our temporary firefighting facility if a fire breaks out. But everything is recycled, and all that water then is used for spraying on the oval and on the grounds and the gardens around the college site. But this year, beginning of 2016, we are now getting solar panels installed at the college. So as a college, we stand alone. We're fully self-sufficient, which is fantastic.
In the 20th year, I think the challenge for us is to continue to hold on to the things like our mission, like our heart, like our vision and direction that were established in the early days, whilst balancing that with continuing to be innovative, continuing to ensure that we provide an education that's relevant and appropriate for students in the 21st century.